Good morning. My name is Joe Donovan. A pleasure to be here. I hate calling up any academic. Good morning. Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. I look forward to the conversation very much, and I hope that you don't sit there and listen to me talk for 20 minutes. I'm hoping that you ask me questions and interrupt. Please feel free to pester me. My name is Joe Donovan. I wear two different hats. I'm a lawyer at home tonight. I deal with international development, mainly in the energy space in that context. And then I have a second hat where I've got access to certain technologies that we're trying to bring to the market, particularly in Africa, but other markets as well. And we're going to talk through that today. And the approach that we've taken on that side is called an integrated sustainable development model. It's not an idea that we came up with. It's been out there for a while. But I think it's something that will help explain some of the issues we've been having, some of the benefits and the technologies that are out there that we're trying to bring to the market. And then I know that Larry and David have a similar approach with their specific technologies. So I think between the three of us, we should walk away from here with a pretty good understanding as to this integrated model that we're talking about. So if we could proceed to the next slide, please. The integrated infrastructure development model addresses multiple items on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. I think we're all familiar with those. We'll talk very briefly about what those goals are and where we hope to be in 2050. And then I want to spend most of my time talking to you about how emerging technologies can help address not only those sustainable goals, but also the day-to-day lives of millions of people that are desperately in need of being lifted. The technologies are fascinating, they're fun, they're cutting edge, but they also improve the lives of people, and that's really, I think, the ultimate goal. So I'm going to give you a couple examples that I know about. There's dozens of other examples out there. We can talk about water and agriculture. We can talk about some of the other infrastructure sectors, energy, and any of the other sectors I have contacts or technologies we can talk about today. These are just three examples that I think are a good example of the integrated technology model. So these, next slide. I will candidly admit I completely stole this picture from the Gates report from last year. I thought it was a good picture, and I didn't want anyone to think that I actually had that sort of skill to put that together. So those are the sustainable goals that have been identified by the UN. Really nothing I think could possibly be controversial about identifying these goals. The real question is, how do you get to the end point where these goals are being satisfied? And what's the track record for meeting these goals? So next slide, please. There have been some successes, there have been some failures. A couple of data points I pulled from the Foundation report last year. In 1990, 36% of the world's population was living below the extreme poverty line. It's $1.90 a day. 36%, more than a third of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. In 2017, that number was 9%. That is an unbelievably positive move. Candidly, most of those improvements over that 30-year period took place in China and India. Africa still has some progress to make, and I think that we're in a position now where we can help them. But according to the report, it's anticipated by 2050, 86% of the people living in extreme poverty are going to be living on the continent of Africa. So there's a lot of work to be done, and we need to get in front of it. Another example of track record of success is education. Since 2000, the number of African children that are attending primary school has increased from 60 million to 150 million. It's an increase of 90 million kids, which is fantastic. It also creates a heck of a strain on the infrastructure. Where are you going to educate those kids? What schools are in place? What do they teach them? How are they teaching them? I've got a client with a backpack technology that allows for instantaneous connection to the internet, anywhere in the world. They are working with the government in Liberia right now to put one of those backpacks on each of the 6,500 schools in that country, many of which don't even have electricity. But I've seen kids in a school in Liberia with no electricity having conversations with kids in New York because of this backpack. An amazing technology. Cutting edge stuff. It's out there, it can be done, we just got to figure out how to get it put into the market. So next slide, please. According to the Gates Foundation report, Africa is anticipated in 2050 to be the poorest continent developed population in 10 specific countries in Africa, and have more than 65% of its people living in extreme poverty. Target-rich environment for these technologies to really, really substantially help people in these countries. And it's up to the leadership of those countries to figure out how to get it. And spoiler alert, the problems are not going to go away by themselves. The leadership of these countries have got to be proactive. Some of the technologies that we're going to talk about today I think are the answers to a lot of the problems. Next slide, please. So this is the thesis. This is not my thesis. I'm not smart enough to come up with it, but this is, I think, the right thesis. There are three types of development. There's the physical infrastructure development, the human capital development, and the economic development. And there's a formula, I think, that when you invest in the physical infrastructure, which are the roads and the landfills and the ports and schools, housing, all that stuff, when you make investments in that space, it results in improvements to the human capital development. And by that, what do we mean by that? So you've got a school, there's a physical cost to that, there's a return on that investment. That return is an educated workforce. What is the value of an educated African workforce? What is the value of job programs in Africa? It's not a physical thing, you can't reach out and touch it, but there is a value associated with that. So increasing investments in the schools results in an increase in the human development potential of those kids who have graduated from those schools. And as a result of the increase in that human development, you then get to the economic development. You've got a smarter workforce, a healthier workforce, a workforce that grew up in a house and not in a shack. That economic development, through that economic development, that's how all 17 of those UN Sustainable Goals will be addressed. So the first step, though, is to invest in the physical infrastructure. Not an easy topic because there's a myriad of options, and all of them have a price tag, and not necessarily a counterparty that can pay that price tag. And we've come across some issues associated with that. So let's get into some examples. We go to the next slide. Some examples of integrated development and how we can weave all this stuff together. I'm going to give you examples on roads and waste remediation and waste management, but there are other examples of this integrated model that can be found in every infrastructure: energy, ports, sewage, agriculture, and water that we'll hear today. So the first example I want to give you is next slide, please. It's a product called Agrivine. This is under the traditional portfolio. When you want to build a road, you need to go out, you need to scrape the road, and then you need to ship in a whole bunch of gravel to be the foundation of the road, and then you need to bring in a whole bunch of cement, you need to lay that cement out, and it's ungodly slow, and it's ungodly expensive, and that's the traditional road development. And that's why so many of the roads in Africa are not big, because it's really expensive and really hard to do, and you have to be within a certain number of miles of the cement factory. Agrivine is something, an emerging technology, totally different thing. How does it work? Well, what is it, first of all? It is I always butcher this, cross-linked polymer technology. Get rid of that fancy science stuff from a lawyer, huh? What it is, it's a polymer that you spray. If you go to the next slide. You spray it on the dirt. You don't have to import anything except for the polymer. It comes in a big 1,000-gallon tank. You spray it on the dirt. You get a standard disc plow that any road construction company has. You mix up the dirt. You allow it to set. You roll over it with a compactor, and depending on how deep you've cut, you've now got a road in place that allows for car transport. That's all you have to do. You can put a sealant on it, you can put blacktop on it, you can even cover it with cement if you want. But that soil right there is the binder that the cement used to be. It's all made on site. It costs, next slide, it costs about 40 to 60% of a road, comparable road construction. It is environmentally friendly. It is sustainable. It's using on-site gravel, on-site water, and you literally just spray it, roll it, and it's done. It's also not only 46% less than the cost of a cement road, it's also done in about a quarter of the time. So suddenly it becomes really cost feasible to have developed road infrastructure. Now, how does that get stacked up with, and how does it get integrated into a larger platform? Next slide, please. The same process you use to make that road can also be used to make Agrivine blocks. Brick like you would use blocks that can be created, you can build a 1,000 square foot house for less than $700. So suddenly, that road technology is integrated with a need for housing, and you can address the housing need using the same technology. There's schools. We talked about 90 million kids in Africa that are now in schools, and that number's only going to go up. They're all going to need schools, and you can use these blocks to make a school for $700. And wouldn't it be great if we could hang one of those backpacks right next to the school, and suddenly that entire town's got access to the internet? It's integrated, it stacks on top of each other, and a smart, integrated approach allows for not just the roads, but all the other side benefits. On top of all that, there's going to be dozens of people employed to build the road. There's going to be dozens of people employed to build the blocks, dozens of people employed to make the schools, to build the houses. There is that three-step advancement using an integrated technology. So AgriMine is fantastic. Next slide, please. You'll see kind of how all these pieces are woven together for AgriMine. You have the roads, the housing, the schools. Someone asked me if it could be used to build a prison. Yeah, anywhere you use cement, you can use the AgriMine product. You build the hospitals, and each one of those has a spillover positive effect on the people that live in that community. They get jobs, they get good housing. Remember that house, by the way, we're going to come back to that. But jobs is absolutely a direct benefit. AgriMine has other aspects, other sectors as well. Mining, for instance, if a lot of the developing countries in Africa have got mines that create a large dust plume and all sorts of issues associated with that. This AgriMine product can also be sprayed on the tailings pile, and as the mines are being used, and that dust is encapsulated, so you get rid of the health issues associated with the mining. So lots of integrated application for an AgriMine product. Just one example. Next slide. Another one. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Steve Pettigo, raise your hand. Steve Pettigo back there is the president of a company called OSEI, Oil Spill Heaters International. And it was developed to heat oil. As you can imagine, it's kind of in the name, right? But there's all sorts of fascinating technologies. Steve, I'm going to butcher this because I'm a lawyer and you're an engineer. I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong. But essentially what this product does, it is an enzyme that you spray on a solid. Hydrocarbon, oil, chemicals, human waste, any solid, you spray this enzyme on it, and it breaks down that solid into small little micelles, I think they're called, small little nano-sized bits. And that allows the natural, God-created bacteria to eat that solid. So if you have a skim of oil on water, and you spray this product on the water, it will break the oil down into individual microscopic sized beads. The bacteria will eat that oil and it is gone. It's not dispersed, it's not sent to the bottom of the water, it's not broken up and allowed to blend in with the water, it is gone. The only waste components that are the result of this are CO2 and water. Amazing technology. The application in the oil space is obvious, but if you've got a landfill, all that leachate, all that raw sewage that's created as that landfill breaks down, seeps into your local water stream, affects the ability to have clean water. You can bore into that landfill, inject this product, and that leachate is gone, eaten away by God's bacteria. Mining, or any brownfield, Steve sent me a video of a project we're doing in India right now, and it was too close to lunch to show it because it's a river and it's literally filled with human waste. Raw sewage dumped out of the public toilets and so forth in a river that eventually makes its way into the Ganges. This team right now is putting together a system where they collect at a point on a tributary. So there's literally with just inches of human waste. They sprayed it with the product, and by the time it got 20 feet later, it's gone. Not dispersed, not sunk into the bottom, eaten away. It no longer exists. It will never come back. It will never affect the downstream populations. It won't affect the Ganges. It is gone. So it's a fascinating technology, and the applications are enormous. So I think that's a really important, next slide please. Really important example of an integrated application with all sorts of potential for Africa. Steve's got some projects in Africa right now, and I think that we can find a lot more for them. Next slide. And this is my last example. I'll make this quick. Landfill and waste management. This guy, right now in many countries in Africa, there's pickers. They go through the landfill, and their sustenance, their livelihood is finding plastic and aluminum, glass, and selling it into a recyclables market. So this picture really strikes me. This is this guy's daily existence. He literally is walking on piles of trash with trash on his back so that he can get the $1.90 into making extreme poverty lifestyle. I want to help this guy's life. I want to make his life better. There's technology out there right now that can do that. Next slide, please. Under the integrated system, we have the technology now to interrupt 100% of the trash that goes to a landfill. So if you have in the U.S., I'm going to use U.S. examples here, by the way, it's going to have to be analyzed specific to a landfill. But generally speaking, in the U.S., if you have a trash truck filled with refuse, about 44% of it is a valuable commodity: glass, aluminum, recyclable plastics, and so forth. About 44%. So there's already a developed infrastructure around that. If you can extract that product, there's a revenue stream associated with that, and that's what the picker is doing. You also have in landfill about 25%. That is what I call non-recyclable plastics. It's the stuff that you can't recycle. The resins 3 through 7. We used to in the United States ship all of our non-recyclable plastics to China, and they would bury it in their landfills. China said no more, so now we in the U.S. are dealing with this issue right now where we have all this non-recyclable plastics, we don't know what the heck to do with it. So we're burying our landfills. There's a technology out there that can take that non-recyclable plastic and make products out of it. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Another revenue stream associated with 25% of the waste that's in that truck. The rest of the waste that's in that truck is bio-waste, forestry products, food, and so forth. There's technologies out there that can take that waste and make energy, electricity, can make little pellets that are a substitute for coal. So you're taking what's stuck in a landfill, what's stuck in a trash truck, and you're making something that the people of Africa can use to cook their dinner. Amazing technology. Next slide. It all centers around what's called a MRF. That's just that is an automatic way of doing what the picker does on a day-to-day basis. You throw the trash on this conveyor belt. There's sensors that can separate it into its individual piles. So there'll be a pile of aluminum, pile of cardboard, pile of glass, pile of non-recyclable plastics, and you can then take that pile and make it into whatever revenue stream is associated with it. So not only can we interrupt what's in the trash truck, we can also extract what's in the landfill now. So there's a capability of actually lessening the landfill impact for that. Next slide, please. This is just a graphic presentation of that truck that I just walked you through. We've got the recyclables, the plastics, the bio-waste on that side, all of which now turns into an integrated revenue stream and jobs associated with each one of these. Next slide. So that non-recyclable plastic we talked about, that pile right there, the stuff that you can't do anything but put it in the ground right now. So there's a technology out there that can take that non-recyclable plastic, chip it up into little quarter-inch size pieces, inject a polymer into it, and then, like a tube of toothpaste, if you squeeze it, it comes out a round ribbon because there's a round tip at the end of the toothpaste. You can take that tip, make it a flat square or a rectangle like that, and you're making a 2x4 out of plastic and polymer. And so you're extracting it from the landfill, you're making a product, you can sell that product, and by the way, that 2x4 going back to that $700 house, well, now you have the roof for it, now you have the flooring for it, now you have a nice deck out back where they can put in, where they can cook using the pellets that they extracted from the landfill. It's integrated. There's so many different layers to it, and this is all an emerging technology. Pretty cool stuff. So you can actually skip 2 slides if you want. To the, yeah, there we go. And that's just a graphic presentation of all the integrated aspects from the landfill, each with revenue, each with jobs, each with a target of advancing the UN Sustainable Goals. So that's my presentation. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Sorry, just one.
divided in two parts. One part is commercial, industrial, non-human consumable-based products. In that category, I'll throw, that's his stuff. So just hold on to that thought. So in that category of industrial, non-human consumable-based products, you can then do all of your traditional agriculture outdoors, use as many chemicals as you'd like to use because it's not being consumed by human beings. Fine. In the United States, we use a ton of chemicals on everything. Even though there's a huge movement for the organic piece, and even in organics, a lot of the fertilizers they're using are synthetic-based fertilizers. They're not natural. So the definition of what organics is still very loose as it's being defined. In that definition of those non-human consumables, we don't even throw things like soybean, corn. You can throw your petroleum, you can throw cotton, you can throw some of those industrial type of things. Because corn and soybeans you can use for biofuels, ethanol, other products. You can use them for creating oils and things. But on the human consumable side, all the fruits, vegetables, herbs, even tubers and roots, plants, I believe that we can grow those indoors. The technology I'm talking about is aquaponics. A lot of people have heard of hydroponics. Plants being grown in systems without soil, without chemicals, in a biosecure type buildings. A lot of Africa, they have houses or greenhouses with polystructures and things like that. Even those, because of the temperature and climate control needs of the indoor facility, has to stay about 75 degrees roughly. And for some African climates, it's really difficult to keep it cool. So we're talking about indoor, inside buildings without the need of external light. We can replicate the sun with LED lights. And then all we need is energy, electricity, and water. But the amount of water we're talking about is about 10% of what traditional agriculture does. Because once you fill the system, it recirculates. And then the energy, you can integrate with the distribution of what he's already putting together. So that integrated piece. The water source, we can work with this guy, what you're going to see from what he's getting ready to present. Or you can do a bowl like they do. If you have the rainy season, the dry season type of complex, or if you're suffering year after year droughts, you can do underground water storage tanks. In the city here in New York, they have tanks above the buildings to capture the water, to store it above the buildings, because they can't put it below. But in Africa, you have land, so you can put large tanks underground to store the water to give you that capacity to provide water for these types of facilities year after year without having to worry about suffering from the dry seasons. So what is the technology? Aquaponics. Aquaculture, fish in really large tanks. What kind of fish? Any freshwater fish. You want to do tilapia? A lot of people want to do tilapia. Tilapia has gotten some bad press. And I will say that the pictures of tilapia that have these black marks on them and things like that, that's tilapia that's been grown using a traditional commercial available feedstock. That they feed it with fish food that has soybean, corn, chicken byproducts, crap food that was raised with pesticides, herbicides, and the chicken byproducts. The chickens were raised by being fed grains that have pesticides, herbicides. All of those trace elements are integrated into the fish food, which eventually gets into the fish. So if you control the fish food that the fish are fed, you don't have these problems. So fish in really large tanks. Many tanks that you want to do in an indoor facility. Urban or rural. So in an urban environment, if you have a city, if you have vacant buildings, warehouses are the best option. Multi-story, if you want to do that. As many tanks as you want to put in there. But then the balance between how many tanks versus how many grow areas that you want to put in for the types of plants you want to grow. Most of the industry in America, they're growing leafy greens, lettuce, kale, cabbage, those kinds of things. They're growing some microgreens. They're growing some herbs, low-growing herbs, and that way they can stack the trays fairly close together with all the LED lights integrated. But what's the purpose of agriculture? The purpose of of agriculture is to feed the human. So if we do an education program on nutrition, what are the minerals and the nutrients that the body needs to thrive at 100%, so that we stay healthy? A lot of rural communities, people who live in remote areas, are the healthiest by eating off of the least. Because they're eating all natural. They're not eating processed foods. They're not eating high sugar stuff. They're not consuming a lot of sodas. They're not consuming a lot of alcohol. They're not consuming a lot of heavy sugars. And that's what you find in a lot of urbanized areas, is their diet then changes, and their natural ability to fight off some of these diseases then goes away. So that growing these systems in an urban area is really possible. Talking about the rural areas, working with the associations, co-ops, existing farming structures, clusters, we can work with those, do training in those environments with the facility, so that one large facility is supported by multiple people. So workforce development training, certification, working with in universities that doing those kinds of trade association type programs. If they don't have it, if there's none in the area, then we can have our own. We can establish those training programs. Anybody with no skill comes to this with no skill. That's our best person. Person with no skill. We want a common denominator amongst everyone. To level the playing field. Talk about gender equality for women. That men control the industry. But this opportunity for youth and for women as a leveling of the playing field, they would be able to come into this environment and learn all the skills necessary. Science, heavily science. So the fish waste goes to a multi-stage filter. It breaks all of that sewage down into a liquid format that goes out to all the plants. The plants are sitting in a soilless environment. The roots suck up all the nutrients. The water then recycles those back to the fish. The more nutrients you pump through the fish, you give the fish food, it gets more nutrients to the plants. No chemicals. The plants grow much faster. Nutrient density. That's a phrase that you'll hear when you talk about FAO and some of their organizations. Nutrient density. If you talk about traditional agriculture out in the field, in the ground, they're constantly having to resupplement the dirt with more fertilizer. And there's a big move now on fertilizer companies, where they're sourcing the fertilizer, how they're developing them. If it's synthetic-based, non-normal, organic fertilizer, they're having those challenges. Drip irrigation for outdoor traditional farming tries to reduce your footprint in the water. But with these facilities, even in a rural area, you could build 1-story, 2-story, 3-story, how many ever you want to increase your capacity. It all depends on how large your workforce is to be able to support that, and your ability to take the roads and take the market. Market access is the other problem. There are resources to do cold storage, solar powered cold storage, solar powered battery backup cold storage transport to get to market. Processing. We can bring in processing equipment to process the fruit, tomatoes, other things into other products. Because value-added processing is the biggest piece, I think, for profit in Africa. There's places that are producing cashew and they'll send it to China for it to be processed. And then, who's the biggest maker of shea butter? Huh? Anybody else? Biggest maker of shea butter? No.
Mali.
No. Anybody else? Shea butter? The biggest maker of shea butter? China. China and Europe. But who's the biggest producer of the shea nut? Right. See the benefit? Why? Because there's no process that has to take place. The quality of what you're getting out of China, you get something that says all natural, pure African shea butter in the American market, and you look at it and look at the ingredients. Can you even understand what some of those ingredients ingredients are. Is that really all natural African shea butter? Does it even look or smell like what's being produced in Africa? In the local community? No. No. It's a misrepresentation of the marketing of what Africa really is. So yet, in the investment, the biggest return on investment, when you are going to invest in the processing of what you're already producing, to return that, to push out products, to do the proper labeling requirements, to do the proper, to enter the U.S. market. If you have a GOA certification, you could then bring those products to America. Other market penetration in Europe and other things, that once you understand the standards for labeling requirements and the quality standards that's necessary for entering into those markets, absolutely. How many products do African countries do import from Europe? Peppers, fruits, vegetables, the price, transportation model price, that they jack up those prices to pay for that transportation in the stores. Imagine if you wouldn't have to pay that price because you're producing it right where you eat. That's what we're talking about, changing the industry and providing education programs for the big problem. Anybody can do this. And within those STEM programs, for the science, technology, engineering, math, that there are other jobs like inventory management, accounting, business marketing. So there are other components to this type of enterprise that is not all of STEM. There are other things. So if you're not in that mindset of the science piece of it, you don't want to get into the botanicals of it, genetics, you don't want to get into plant breeding, you don't want to, there are other things that you can do in this industry. Well, that's good. That's enough.
Thank you.
Any questions?
We will have questions.
Okay, awesome.
Introduce yourself.
Our companies that I represent, Worldwide Solar Technologies and Quench Water and Solar. We do solar power for water pumping, for irrigation, and for purification of water, and just solar power all by itself as well. I've been in this business for over 20 years in renewables and sustainability and solar energy and energy efficiency and now clean water for the last number of years. And I actually have some formal education in such things. Keep going, please. So we have two businesses and what I call millions of opportunities. The two businesses would be the solar energy and the solar power irrigation that you see on the left side of the screen here. On the right side, we are deploying mobile units that are solar powered for water pump and purification. Okay. And we've been doing this for about 30 years in about 30 countries worldwide. So we happen to be in places like Nigeria, Senegal, Namibia. We're doing a very large irrigation project in Namibia with the government. We're using solar energy to pump very large horsepower pumps, like 350 horsepower pumps to irrigate crops in Namibia. Senegal, we're working on a straight solar project in Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is represented here, I believe. Yes, and we're doing a large irrigation project there. The government has a mandate to produce a whole lot of rice. Because right now, Côte d'Ivoire is importing about half of their rice, and they want to reverse that in the next few years to be net exporters. And we are helping to pilot that whole effort, that project, so it's pretty exciting. We're doing about 12,000 acres, about 5,000 hectares, and there's about 165,000 that are slated for development. So it's pretty exciting. Keep going. Thanks. The photos here just show some of the areas where we've been doing business, obviously in the U.S. Center two pictures there are for big farms out in California, where we're using solar to irrigate avocado farms. On the right, that's the Sahara Desert. We actually are targeting the desert rain. That's pivot irrigation. Those circles there are crop circles that you see from a satellite view. And we're using the pivots that are just above there to do that. We've been doing that for So whenever I'm presenting what we do with solar energy and solar power irrigation, I always get a question about, does this make sense? How does this work? You know, is it financially viable? It sounds like it's really expensive. And I thought I would do 2 or 3 slides here to show that that's not the case. If you go to the next one. Thanks. So you have a financial benefit for these sustainable ag projects. So on a typical, again, I'll use just a sample of like 5,000 hectares. If you're importing a crop and paying about 40 cents for a metric ton, and you have 125,000 metric tons, by going solar and just irrigating it, it will save you $10 million. And that's just per year too. Obviously, save a whole lot on the foreign exchange. And if you are doing so, then you're displacing about $50 million worth of diesel costs. And that's usually what we're competing with, if you will. And if indeed there's a very bill before, it mentions that if you put a tax, if the government is doing these projects, you put a small fee on the amount that you are producing, it'll pay for the project. So the projects are paid for very quickly. And that eliminates 250,000 tons of CO2, especially compared to diesel. There's permanent jobs created as we do the technical transfer. And what's being pioneered now that we're doing, what I'm personally doing, is creating a water purchase agreement. So the companies or countries don't have to write big checks for these huge projects. They keep their money. We find investors to finance the projects and sell the water at a very, very small fee, much less than what the water costs in a normal irrigation system, such as from their grid or from diesel-powered pumps. So in that water purchase agreement, you only pay for the water that's produced. So you pay by the cubic meter of water. And you're saving money there as well. And they don't have the capital outlay, which makes it very attractive to the governments. In many cases, it can be listed as an off-balance sheet, model, because you're just lowering the price of what you're already paying for producing crops. So it's a savings. The other business is, let's see, back up a second, one slide. The other side of our business is quench solar and water. That's water as a business opportunity. I have information out front at the table in the lobby that I'm glad to share with you, so be sure to stop by and say hello. But you may move on. This shows a business model that's like a franchise, where you invest in a business and it includes the equipment that's mobile, that's solar powered, and it pumps and purifies the water. It can be set up anywhere in the world where there's sunshine. And you sell water at a fraction of the cost of the water in that specific market. So people can make a very, very attractive income in a very short period of time. And with just very basic technology, we have the patents on that, which is using the solar to pump the water. So we're saving money to creating livelihoods, and so are the people that participate. Go ahead. This is another visual of what that looks like. On the right-hand side, I'll start there in the yellow. Selling water by the liter is a business model, so you can locate equipment anywhere, rural, no matter how rural you are. So as the sun comes out, you can pump water if you have access to water. People can come to you and purchase water. You can also do a business model of selling the water on a wholesale basis, so other people can distribute it and sell it to schools, homes, hospitals, whatever it may be. And then a lot of our customers ask us about doing a bottling operation, so you can set up your own bottling operation as well. You can do that on an annual basis or automated basis, whatever you prefer. So those are some of the business models that our customers kind of tell us that they want to do. These little circles around here, we'll start on the top. The remote monitoring, this is connected through a Wi-Fi system globally so that we can tell exactly the quality of water that's being pumped and purified. You can see the volume of water, you can see the filtration. It sends you alerts if the filters are clogged, and it'll show you where the humid is. that as an operator and owner of the system. And there's also a little power panel on it, so you can charge your cell phones or lights or your computer, whatever it may be. That room has all the filtration system inside, the filter, like an ultrafiltration system inside. And it'll pump about 37,000 liters per day if you pumped it all day and night. So you could use an auxiliary power when the sun's not shining to keep pumping it. We're integrating the payment system, so mobile payment systems are becoming quite popular across the continent. That'll be available so the consumer can walk up and swipe their phone and transfer the funds to the operator and to us. And has a mobile Wi-Fi on it as well, so they can access the internet while getting water. And it's all fully solar powered. Next, please. That's a snapshot of the dashboard, this remote monitoring system. On the bottom left here, it shows the total dissolved solids in water, so it's showing you the quality of water. You have the state of it. There's the battery bank inside that will also allow you to pump when the clouds come over or beyond the normal sunshine hours, etc. And then it shows the flow rate of the water, so you can measure the volume. Go ahead. This is a typical picture of, actually a friend of mine took the one in the middle there. It was over in Togo. And the big question is there really a crisis? And we're talking about some, I think, really interesting technologies in the last two presentations of how to be more efficient and integrating infrastructure and technology and where that can be deployed and what that means to everyone. But today, we have a third of the world doesn't have clean water to drink. And in our presentation time here, we'll probably lose about 30 people somewhere in the world that will die from not having water. And that adds up to about 1 million people per year. And billions that don't have access to the clean water or power. So go ahead. These are some areas that have been in the headlines just very recently. I think everyone's familiar with the Bahamas and with the problem. The U.S. is having a terrible problem because the old infrastructure, the lead pipes, the contaminated water, often it's not reported. It's a nightmare. It costs hundreds of billions of dollars to try to replace that. And that's something that can be addressed. So all the other areas you're probably familiar with. This was another photo from a friend of mine where these young children here are drinking that muddy water that's shown there. And it does, go back 1 second, I want to make a point here about the conflict, the wars that are going on today as a result of not having food or jobs or water, and people having to cross borders to go find it. And that's a huge problem. A lot of people don't talk about the source of these conflicts, but this is definitely happening in areas because of that. Go ahead, I'm sorry. This is where Quench, our World Water Solar Technologies subsidiary, and you as an entrepreneur or an investor can help. All these things, this photo at the bottom here in the center, I took that I was in Burkina Faso. How many people have spent time in Burkina Faso? Come on. That's funny. I've been there a number of times. We did a project in Burkina Faso, solar powered water pumping for irrigation. There was a pilot program, and we took a village out about 2 hours outside of Ouagadougou, and we changed the entire village, thousands of people forever. When we started irrigating their parcels of land and their hectares that they had set aside for crops for the village, they doubled, actually more than doubled, the harvest for their village. And all the children that were spending all day long every day with the women going out and fetching water somewhere, they went to school for the first time ever. And what happened was we ended up having to expand the school. They expanded the school. But the women would take care of the fields and the crops and have multiple harvests. The children went to school. The men who were usually looking for a job in the cities in 8 months of the year did not have rain. They were selling in excess crops. So all of a sudden we created this entire new economy and let children be educated for the first time ever. And women were very happy. I think they get everyone out of there. And they were all smiling and wanted to see them in the fields working. So these others are just other areas of the world successfully deployed our equipment and solved the problem of not having water. That ranges from Haiti to the Mideast and of course that. Go ahead. We're creating jobs. We are touching on most of, I'd say directly checking the box of 9 out of the 17 sustainable development goals that Joe pointed out earlier. We directly impact those with this system. Creating jobs, you create small businesses, you're empowering people, women and children in particular, since they're responsible for 60 to 70% of the water gathered for the families. It's amazing. So you're selling at a lower cost, financial opportunity that is food security, obviously health security, using safe water and health. This is an interesting statistic I've learned since being over in Africa a number of times now. Hospitals, 50% of the population of a hospital is there because of drinking bad water. Now, I don't know what that costs. I haven't gone back and researched that far. I plan to do that because it's a huge percentage, and we've proven it where we've gone and taken our equipment and we've purified water in the hospital and had people go home, in a very short period of time, simply because they've been drinking bad water. So, go forward. This is the business model, and I have this information out front, so I don't take too long here, but it shows that for an investment in this, an impact investment, I'll call it, you can pump just 25% of what our unit is capable of doing, and you can charge a very low fee, it's 10 cents a liter, even 2 cents a liter, and it'll pay for the equipment in a matter of weeks. You're not talking years, this type of investment, this is weeks. And then it's pure profit for the next 20 years. Because that's how long the solar panels last. We'll just clean the filters every now and then as needed. So, go ahead. That's what we do. Empowerment, jobs, environment, social impact, water, solar, life. So, let's get started. I'm going to do a show discount. Yes.
All right, get your questions ready. This is what I saw. We're going to talk about words called integrated and why it's necessary that when you begin to or continue to do your business, your foundations or whatever, it has to be integrated. A lot of people do and say, I'm just going to do that. But listening to what you all said, everything connects to everything. So when we are here today, think about collaborating with, you might do solar, but he might do water and all of that's needed. We need to work together. So the word is integrated. The next thing that I saw that all three of you had in common, it is job producing. Everything that you all were talking about, it will produce jobs. The other thing for me, and then I'm going to let you all have questions, who is from Senegal? Who said they were? Who was that? When I went to Senegal, what I saw was this picture that Joe had about, what do you call it when you turn trash into waste management. I said, wait a minute, what is this? I didn't see trash, I saw money. I saw revenue. But I saw that the processes weren't there. I was talking to some people in government, they didn't understand it. But every problem can be a solution. If you have the right collaboration, the right solution in those things. I believe that today we can collaborate. This is one of the reasons why we're here. Whatever you have, we want to bring added value to whatever it is. Let's sit down, let's talk, and let's plan and expand. So the next word is expansion. How do we do that? So who has questions for Joe? I have a line, I don't want to take it over. So if you have questions, you want to help me? Okay, hands, anybody? Okay, you guys do the right.
Good morning. My name is Tamika Ware. I'm the CEO and founder of African Trade Partners. And I have a question for you, Joe. I'm just curious about and forgive me for not having the technical term for it, but you mentioned about the material that you would lay on the dirt that the fire used to the dirt and basically create pavement. My question is, what is the maintenance that's required, and like how often does it need to be maintained? How is it maintained? And how easy would it be for the locals there to maintain it once it's already laid and installed?
Great question. The product is, so the company has a person that's on site for every project. They're the ones who do the quality control, they make sure the testing is being done and so forth. If it's done according to that person's input, it's guaranteed for 5 years. This is not, while the product itself, Airline is a very high emerging technology. The stuff you use to put it on in place can be as simple as a pick and a stump. It's very easily maintained, guaranteed for 5 years. It's got weather, it can go anywhere from minus 40 degrees up to 160 degrees, I think, Celsius. So its ability to withstand, it's also water purpose. So if you're in a monsoon season, even though it's getting pelted by rain on a daily basis, it cannot fissure as a result of that. So it's very low, actually a low maintenance product when installed properly.
Next question. Anybody? Did you have one? Okay, no. Yes? Sorry.
Hi, good morning. My name is Nicole Shaw, and I just came back from Uganda mission trip, and we definitely cannot drink the water there in Kitebe. With regards to the franchise-like business, would it demand that the equipment is on have to be purchased, or how does that work?
Oh, Mike?
It'll vary. You can hear it. It will vary. I mean, we run into situations where municipalities, will give permission to host the units, and in other cases, it can be rural and no one cares. If they're bringing clean water, they'd rather have that than anything else. So it's usually not an insurmountable problem. It's never been. So yes, and we're doing some work with some people in Uganda right now. Actually, we don't have any units deployed there yet, but just coincidentally, we are working there. And I mentioned a number of countries, including Colombia, where we're doing business.
I have a question. Joe, and it's for Steve probably. So the landfill, go into that a little bit more. You were talking about 25% of it is bio-waste, and the other part is valuable. But what makes it, if you could explain a little more how that can work in an African country such as Kenya?
Okay, so I can answer that question, but in all candor, it depends on the sophistication of the refuse collection process,
Yes.
which will vary greatly by country. On the bio-waste, the value that it presents is most likely going to be either creating what's called refuse-derived fuel, which is basically a biodiesel, and you use that then as a product market to power energy generators and so forth, or vehicles, depending on the use. But you can there's also all sorts of technologies that can take that bio-waste and either incinerate it to create electricity, waste energy, or it can go through a pyrolysis process where it creates a lump of coal, essentially. So you can use that product then to go, if you have coal generation in the country, you can use it as a sustainable alternative to extracting coal and burning coal in your generation. Or you can use it in a number of countries, use that pellet then as a source of either home heat or to fuel cooking at home. So there's a second potential revenue stream associated with that pellet.
So when somebody looks at that, most of the time they're thinking about governments do that, but foundations, people, NGOs, people can get started.
Hey, listen, I'm willing to partner with anyone who's got the sophistication to move that product in the country. So if it's a foundation, if it's a private individual, a group of individuals, a well-connected family, that's the biggest issue. There's a saying, if you don't move, you don't know that you're shackled in chains. The biggest issue I'm having, and and we're having is finding the right partner on the ground who understands both the business side and the political side to put that package together. And then that doesn't even get into whether they can finance the project, to have to use some creative theories on to finance the projects as well. I'm open to having a conversation with anyone. I'm around all day today. If you guys are interested, find me. Let's have a chat and see where things go.
Anybody else have questions? Because I can do this all day, you know. Okay, here's one.
Hi, my name is John Corvallis. I'm with T Corporation. We do a lot of human-centered design. We tried to do a project in Ghana with Fisher folk, working with them to design a mobile currency, for example. Bringing them into the conversation of how the cryptocurrency that they use would apply to their locality, right? Now, Joe, you just mentioned finding a right partner on the ground for financing, etc. This is for all of you. To what extent are your companies coming into Africa and trying to get local communities to not just get jobs from your solutions, but to actually be the sources of design for how the process actually hits their communities and how they use it?
That's a good question.
I'll take a crack at that because we found some time ago, it's an excellent question, thank you, that it's absolutely imperative that you engage the community first. Otherwise, nothing gets done. So you need buy-in, the understanding, and the cooperation, and obviously the value that you have to bring to a community. When that happens, when those things come together, then the community is kind of, the champions of the projects. So that's my experience at the
public-private partnership model is what a lot of people rely on, because you have to engage the political side of things, the governments of places, but you can't just go into an African country and open up shop and begin to do business without engaging them at some point, at least for a handshake. Regulatory as well as business licensing and things like that. But to find the right partner in the country, working with the local tribal leadership a lot of times for the rural areas is significantly important because you have to have their buy-in. And even in one village to the next, you may have some disputes. Rival village from the next, it's just crazy to be able to bridge the gaps between some of those different various relationships to show them how they can work together holistically so they can produce much more to have a great impact. So there are, individually they can produce individually their own stuff, but there are some shared resources to explain to them how the economy is structured and built, like a storage facility or a cold storage facility or transport to markets. Those can be shared resources amongst the community. And you have to have that buy-in with the locals to build those relationships. It's all about relationships. You can't really go into it unless you have a relationship. And you want governments to have those relationships. But the problem with doing relationships with governments is to have a foresight on transition and how you buffer yourself from political transitions during times of elections, things like that. How do you then forecast in advance so that you can come out ahead of that when it happens, even if it's not necessarily an easy transition, if there's some conflict in the transition, that you still have some stability within the locals, that you have that foundation that when the transition economy does happen, that you can continue to function and operate within that whole country. So,
Meaning, what I was trying to say, it's just not for governments. So people, other NGOs and things can do some of the things that you're talking about, right? You said something. You had investors. Did you?
We always want investors, yes.
Oh, I thought I heard that you had investors.
We do.
Okay.
We have investors that always need. Every time we develop a new project, we look for the financing of that project.
That's what I thought I heard. Okay. That's a good thing. Anybody else have questions? Don't go to sleep. Here's a question that anyone, whoever has a question. Yes. Yes. He's behind you. And then we'll take one more, and then we're going to take a break. I can hear you. Yes.
The water solar. What is your company doing in terms of local content transfer, local content transfer, or technological transfer? Now, the challenges with most of the European countries having the technology and bringing it back to Africa, and you build a machinery system. Now, when you install, you discover that after a few years, those machineries do not function as expected because there is no true hand to manage the technology. So what I'm asking now is that, because like for example, I'm from Nigeria, and you discover that some of these technology we talk about work well in northern parts, okay? But the problem is after installation, I've seen quite a number of them. It's going to continue. So what is your company doing now to make sure that in terms of local content, do you build, do you have to transfer this, the machineries down from the US down to Africa, or you are building a prototype that will fit in so that this continues for years? So that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you. I understood the question. It's what are we doing to source the content for a project? Like we're doing a solar project or a solar and irrigation project. Often it's dictated by whoever's behind that project. Sometimes we find that people are requesting that the products and the technologies come from the U.S. There's like a bigger nation state or something. There's just an interest in having things come from the U.S. In others, that's not true. They want to encourage like local assembly or local participation or sourcing products. If those products are available for doing a project, and if they meet our standards to be able to build out the project, then we can source it locally. It would make good sense. So I don't know if that answers all of your question or not. In some cases, with the French business model, with those mobile units, we have requested people to actually have us assemble units in the country. And we're willing to do that in volumes. If the volume makes sense, we can still have some oversight, still have our technology or patents on the internal workings of the equipment. But there's nothing that says it has to be built here because it's sent there. If that's the case, we gladly work with an organization or a government to start building wherever they're located. It creates jobs. It is a knowledge transfer. We understand that's important.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
He said yes. Question right there? Yes.
Thank you guys very much for the information. My name is Abdullah. I have a small startup into technology and design. My question is on the issue of capital. As much as the U.S. Africa, business exports, all these things, what are some of the resources that you can direct those that are in need of capital, and in terms of capital in the U.S. for most of the projects that is being done, and then also if anyone can also touch on any resource that you know of in terms of capital to Africa for those that are also looking to go into the U.S. But that's my question. Anyone can answer? Thank you.
I think on the next panel, which will be small business administration, they're going to talk some about that. If Benga is here, there are some people here, so come meet with one of us, but we will be talking about financing and things like that shortly. Okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else? Real quick. You all look like you're tired, so how about some coffee? And then talk, let's take 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to take a break and come back. The next session will be the small business, I believe. And we're going to be talking about just what he has financing. So thank you all for coming.